And Matt, what I'm going to do is, rather than talk about someone who is a target, I want to bring you some breaking news, and it is about Benjamin Šeško. Benjamin Šeško, and we can tell you they're meeting their Leipzig counterparts, and now we can tell you a fee has been agreed for Šeško to come to Manchester United.
Wow, that is big news, Dan. Thanks very much for letting us know. I'm just going to follow that up, mate, with this is big, isn't it? Because they've already got Cunha, they've already got Mbeumo, but surely this is the one that's going to really excite the Manchester United fans.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we've been telling you all day as well, Matt, that once a fee was agreed, Benjamin Šeško will have permission to then fly to the UK and start. And what he brings to this United side is just a variety of goals. He's not just one type of striker who's a finisher in the box or a long-range striker. I mean, he showed last year, left foot, right foot, inside the box, outside the box, fantastic in the air as well. And one thing I would say that impresses me a lot is just his link-up play in terms of what he could potentially do with the likes of Ahmad, with the likes of Cunha and Mbeumo around him, with Fernandes as well. I think that is very exciting for Ruben Amorim. And although it looks like purchasing someone with still a lot of potential to go, this new look Manchester United attack, which is completely different to last season, all of a sudden looks much more potent, and now they have some depth there as well, still with the likes of Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee and Mason Mount there as well.
You're right, it does look a lot more potent, doesn't it, than last year? Would you say that now on paper, with those three players in the front line, that Manchester United have one of the most potent looking strike forces in the Premier League?
Going into the season for Ruben Amorim, there is going to be an expectation now to show that improvement in the league, because they've spent just under £200 million now on those three attackers alone. And when you consider the experience of Matheus Cunha and Bryan Mbeumo, especially in the Premier League, they have bought that Premier League experience in that sense, and now a striker to lead that line. So very, very interesting developments in Manchester United, and also what I would say is very impressive by their recruitment team as well. When you consider maybe in the last 6 years, we've seen some transfer sagas, haven't we, in terms of Harry Maguire, Anthony, that have gone throughout the window, that has led to Manchester United paying some huge inflated transfer fees. But you would say the likes of Christopher Vival, Director of Recruitment, he's had this relationship with Šeško, scouting him at 16 years old at RB Salzburg, then taking him to RB Leipzig, and now it seems he's taking him to Manchester United. So United have known of Šeško for a long time, since he was 16 years old in Salzburg, and it seems now at 22 years old, Šeško is now coming to Manchester United. And I have to reiterate as well, despite Newcastle doing all of their effort to get Šeško over the line, Šeško's preference has always been Old Trafford and Manchester United. And again, I think that will be something Manchester United and Ruben Amorim will be very pleased about.
OK, Dan, I understand this broke while we were talking live to you. I'll tell you what, we'll just give you a few minutes, check your phone, do a bit more digging, but stay there. We'll come back here in a few minutes' time. Now,
especially in the global sense, players will look at that. Players will look to go and sign for a team that is known globally and has that history, that has that tradition of winning big trophies. So it would have been trickier this year because, yes, Manchester United finished 15th. No Champions League. Newcastle in the Champions League, flying. There's two Champions League runs now they're going to have. So I think somebody like Šeško is thinking, maybe I'm looking at Manchester United and maybe I could be one of the heroes there. Who am I competing with? If I'm coming in, am I playing? Maybe it's the case that he's playing. I think it's also the opportunity to be a new hero for this new project, this new Manchester United, because going from zero to all of a sudden, maybe in 1 year's time, they're looking at Champions League, that's also inviting.
Indeed, under Erik ten Hag, he was the #1 transfer target for Manchester United as far as the strikers go, and for various reasons that didn't come off. Manchester United have had a real shortage of goals. Rasmus Højlund has tried his best, and there's a lot of mitigation there because it's not been the most creative Manchester United side. But the team's clearly lacking a number 9 who is prolific. I know Šeško isn't Ruud van Nistelrooy in terms of his figures, but he's young, he's very exciting, and Manchester United have long considered, and long before Ineos came in as decision makers, as him as being somebody who could absolutely improve the forward line. So if he does come, and it's looking like that's going to happen, then I think the signing would be welcomed by almost all Manchester United fans.
So, just to recap, big news in the last few moments. Manchester United have agreed a deal with RB Leipzig for the striker Benjamin Šeško. Let's pick up with Dan again on that. And we mentioned before, they've won and got Mbeumo, who was very much in demand. They've won and got Cunha. They've now got Šeško. All of those players really in demand, but they wanted to go to Manchester United. Have Manchester United made a massive statement in this window after a season that really couldn't have gone much worse for them, but they are still a massive club.
Absolutely, Matt. I mean, when you look at how quickly also Manchester United have got these deals done in terms of over a week, well before the season begins, it is pretty impressive work. And when you consider, as you mentioned, they finished 15th last season, there's no European football next season as well. The signings are a statement of intent. And also, I think there is some excitement, for these players coming to Old Trafford to be part of the team, to be part of the story that tries to get Manchester United back to the peak of English football.